welcome to today's video. And today I want to talk about one of those topics my clients usually don't like. It is called patience. So when spirit or a reader, a medium talk to you about patience, what does that mean? I always tell my clients patience does not mean that something has to take long. When spirit says patience, it really doesn't necessarily mean that it has to take like another year or something like that. Patience is has nothing to do with timing at all. It is an inner feeling of being balanced, of being at peace. And why is patience so important when we are manifesting or when we want our divine counterpart to come? Because when we're impatient, we're in the energy of lack. We are focused on him or her not being there, or whatever we want to have is not here yet. So patience basically means stop focusing on what you don't want to experience. Stop focusing on your person not being there. Stop focusing on not finding the perfect house, the perfect job. Patience is inner peace with a situation. And you can, for example, attain that by doing your mental diet and by scripting or visualizing or daydreaming. You already have what you want. And for example, if you talk with your person as if they were there, you know the manifestation technique of inner dialogue, your subconscious does not know that this is not real. For your subconscious, your person would be there in that moment. There is this little practice where you can imagine eating an orange, and when you do that, your body is producing saliva because your subconscious thinks you're actually eating an orange. Your conscious mind knows that that is not true, but your subconscious mind thinks you are actually eating that orange and therefore producing the saliva. So when you manifest, when you visualize your person being there, or you talk to them as if they were there, your subconscious will believe it is true. And very important is, if you use inner dialogue to talk to your person, to manifest your person, please don't say stuff like, please call me, or I miss you so much, because you would never say that if your person was actually there. You would only say something like that if your person was not there and you're trying to, for lack of a better word, manipulate them or manipulate the energies in order to draw them in, which does not work. So patience is being in the flow, being trusting that it will happen in due time. And due time, can be very soon, or it may take a bit longer. I'm going to talk about that next. But again, when spirit says patience, it is getting into that relaxed state, and by getting into that state, it is actually drawing that person closer. I do have my tarot cards here. I just had to think about one card. It's the Fool card. Let's see if I do find it very quickly. But again, patience is being relaxed, focusing on yourself in the meantime. Make things that are good for you, that feel good for you. And it seems to be one of the last cards, as usually when you try to get something. I don't know what's going on with my cat. He's got like his 5 minutes right now. If you have cats, then you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it actually is one of the very last cards out of 78. So it's a German deck, but you do see the Fool. I know it's mirrored right now, but you do see him. I'm trying to get the glare out. Yeah, like this. You see him walking over that wood. What is it called? I forgot right now. But he's riding over it, and he doesn't even look. He does not control the horse. He's not holding on to the leash thing. He is instead focusing on a butterfly in the air, which means his own transformation. This, to me, is the ultimate card of trusting the divine, not trying to control, not trying to manipulate, and just trusting that you will get to the other side by not controlling the thing. In this case, the horse. And by doing that, imagine that Fool, he would hold on to that, again, I still don't know how you call the leash thing with horses, but imagine he would try to control the horse and pull the leash and create chaos, because he might bring imbalance to the horse, and then it might take longer. So by giving our control away to spirit, we actually draw things in. That is why patience sometimes, not sometimes, always is required, but it's just the flow state, you could say. So don't freak out if a reader ever says, oh, you have to be patient. It does not mean it needs to take long. Not at all. Because as soon as you get into that state, you usually are not in lack mentality anymore. And if you have done your work and you cleared your past trauma and stuff, then that is the energy to actually draw it in quite fast. I also wanted to talk about divine timing is on my list. Yeah, divine timing. I've noticed with some readers on YouTube, for example, when they say divine timing, when I mention divine timing, they usually say, oh, it might take a lot while. But in my opinion, it's like, why? If it happens tomorrow, is it not divine timing? Is it only divine timing if it happens in 3 years? What if I'm only on a journey for 3 years? Does it mean another 3 years? What is divine timing, right? So again, don't be discouraged if you hear tarot readers say, oh, it's going to be divine timing, so it might take a while. Discard that, because that could again get you into the energy of being impatient, and impatience again is lack mentality, and lack mentality, being focused on what you don't have, can unfortunately only create more lack. Therefore, divine timing does not say anything about it taking long, because again, if it happens tomorrow or next week, it is still divine timing, especially if you are on that journey and you have done your work or you're doing that work. So don't be discouraged. I always tell my clients, timing does not exist. Divine timing is never connected to a specific date. Divine timing means you have to get into the energy to attract something, and then it will come. So divine timing basically is your level of energy that is determining when you are going to attract something, and it's not a specific date. However, and that's the third point I wanted to talk about, I think sometimes it can be somewhat connected to dates. Even if we do jump timelines, let's say there's one universe and it would not happen at all, but we don't want to talk about that. In one universe, you get your union in 5 years, and another, because you need forever to do your work, and another one it would be in 3 years, and then another one it would be in 1 year, another one it would be 6 months, and another one it would be 5 months, and another one would be 4 months. So there is different timings. And remember, when we talk about timelines, time does not exist. So everything already kind of like has happened. As Neville Goddard always says, creation is finished. And he was not the first one to do that. There were other people before him who actually went in that direction too. Creation is finished. We just only experience time. And I once saw a, how do you call it in German, a Reportage, a documentary about Albert Einstein, or as Americans say, or English people say Albert Einstein, but it is Albert Einstein. And he also, like physicists also said that time is basically an illusion. However, if we do live in a multiverse, I think some things can come rather quickly. Other things, in one multiverse, it happens on that date. So yeah, specific dates do play a role, but not really when you manifest. And in another timeline, it happens on another specific date. I don't believe that even though there are infinite timelines, that there is a timeline that it happens right now when I'm recording this. It is December 29th and it is midnight, it's 0:03. I don't believe that in this infinite universe there is one version where it may happen like a big thing, like when you have been in separation for a month, that you draw in your person on the 29th of December at 0:04, and then another multiverse where it is at 0:05, and another one where it's at 0:05 and 30 seconds, and another one where it's at 0:06 on the same date. So I don't believe that it is like exactly timed in minutes, that it's, even though it's infinite possibilities, I think that in one timeline it happens on date X, another one it happens in day Y. So there are windows, and when we are manifesting, let's say, yeah, today is the end of December. Let's say there would be an opening on February 7th, and the next one would be March 14th, and then your energy approaching February 7th would determine, would you get that window, would you make that timeline where it happens on that date. If not, then the next due date would be March 24th. What did I say? March 14th? Whatever date I said earlier. And if you approach that date, then your then energy would determine, can you jump on that timeline, or is it going to be a later date? But again, it is your own energy determining that. So I believe that there are windows. So it could be that your next possible window is in 3 months and not in 3 days. So even though you have done your manifestation right and you are on the right track, still the next opening of window to jump that timeline to get that specific thing might be 3 months away and not 2 days away, for example. So this is sometimes why it can take a little while to come. And also, I believe Neville Goddard also said something like, I don't know the exact words, but timing is up to the universe, and we don't have control over timing. We do have somewhat control over timing by making sure our energy is there to get the next window, or we'll miss that. There will be other windows, but there might be specific dates where there is a shift for that specific thing possible. And I'm talking about one specific thing. For example, if your twin flame is living on another continent, and then or like, for example, when I met my twin flame, and I'm talking about twin flame love, you can apply this to anything. You can apply this for a job. You're manifesting your dream job, and the universe knows this job is perfect for you, but it will only be available in 5 months because there's somebody, for example, getting pregnant and she's not pregnant yet, or baby's not due yet, so this place is not available yet, or somebody's retiring, but it will take 5 months. So you can manifest that perfect job, and spirit has like the perfect job for you, but still might be a bit time till that thing is available. And my twin flame, for example, we do live on different continents, different classes. It's kind of like a miracle how that happened, kind of us having that encounter that was coming together with a spiritual awakening, ascension, kundalini awakening, and all of that. It's especially when twin flames meet, it's so by chance. We hear the craziest stories. It is so by chance that I don't think it would have been possible on an earlier timeline. I mean, probably the universe again is infinite, so maybe, but you know, us getting together, being at the same place at the same time, to me it's a total miracle, and I never expected that to be. So it is kind of like really divinely orchestrated. So but in this timeline, it has always been that date. Always. Even if I would have been ready for encountering my twin flame half a year earlier or a year earlier, that probably would have been the earliest dates that could have happened. So yes, sometimes again, even if you are on the right track, it might take a little while to manifest because time it's already finished. And yeah, I was talking about the windows. Also, another metaphor I sometimes tell my clients, it's imagine you're a surfer and you have to wait for the next wave to get on your board, right? So there is possibilities, but they're probably not, you know, like waves, there's not like one after the other. It's like one and then it takes a while and then there's the other one. So it is something like this. Smaller things, I asked Spirit, yeah, but smaller things you can manifest like this. For example, you think of a friend and they call you the next day. And how does that happen? And Spirit explained to me that if a window is approaching, for example, you haven't spoken to a friend in years, and then all of a sudden you think of them and they call you right then, it is because that you're nearing a door where that in that timeline where that would be possible, and you sense that, and that makes you think of that friend, and hence you take that timeline where they actually do call, because you sense that opening somehow, that there would be a door opening or the next wave, and you actually jump right on that, not even knowing. So that is why some things seem to be possible like all the time, like they come like this, those manifestations, but you only get the desire because a possibility for it to approach is the possibility for you to manifest is approaching, and hence you get the desire. And if you are then in the right energy, you can actually manifest that right away. So that is what Spirit told me about possibilities. And what did I write in my notes? Some things, they can just come into your mind because the window is there, and you sense the possibility. So again, patience, don't worry about that term patience. It does not mean that you have to wait for forever. It just means that you are not in the right energy yet to attract something, because you are still focused on what you don't want, the absence of that person, the job you don't like, being unemployed, being stuck to a job you don't like, not finding the apartment or that house. And as soon as you shift your belief into already having that, visualizing, making your subconscious believe like you already have it, then that is how you get it. I always tell my clients, Spirit is always talking to me in metaphors. I like to use the metaphor of a navigation system. I think that's what it's called in English, right? Navigation, when you tell your iPhone or the little thing in your car where you want to go. And that is how we manifest. We tell Spirit, that is the address, this is where I want to go. And we don't worry about how to get there. This is what Spirit does. Spirit is picking the best route, like a navigation system. First of all, it knows the address that you may not know. And second of all, it knows the best route. And it also knows, nowadays they're connected to satellites, is there a traffic jam? Is there a construction site? Which is the best way? So it knows more than you do. And it is picking the best route. All you have to do is keep on telling the navigation system. Actually, you only have to tell it once. Technically, when you try to manifest, you only have to do it once. However, since you want to get it into our subconscious, it is, if it's like a big desire and we have to override an old belief, then it is of course better to do it more often, because if you're always focused on that person being absent and we want to override it, then we have to get into the energy of being with that person more often, way more often than we get into the energy of them being absent. So yeah, we just tell the navigation system, this is where I want to go. We tell Spirit by our manifestation work, this is where I want to go, and Spirit is taking the best route, and the fastest route most likely also, if you hold that energy. So again, patience is only an inner energy. Divine timing does not mean it has to be in 5 years. Divine timing, if it happens tomorrow, it's also divine timing. It will happen once you are in the right energy to get the next opening, the door to the next timeline, you could say, or the wave, jump onto the board. So yeah, I hope this video helped you. If it did, then please help me grow my channel by subscribing, liking, leave a comment. That does something to the algorithm. Suggest me to your friends, share this video, and please check out my other stuff as well. If you have suggestions for more videos, please leave comments below as well, and also share your opinions on that. What are your personal experiences when it comes to divine timing, and anything else you want to share? And till then, I hope I see you in my next video. I wish you all the best. And if you want personal coaching, I am available for personal coaching. I am available for personal tarot readings. I do have another YouTube channel. It is called Magic Twin Flame and Soulmate Coaching. There I do pick a cards and card readings. And also check out please my astrology content on this channel if you want your own analysis when it comes to your romantic relationship or your soulmate. Soulmate can be platonic, it can be romantic, can be a family member. I would happy to do that for you. And yeah, till then, all the best wishes.